know what I'm saying, I feel like it was just a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if, like, she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she have, like, things that she need to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, like, everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just, like, extending grace and mercy and love. And I feel as if, like, I don't try to look at obstacles either. Like, I just look at, like, situations like this to just, like, you know, take a step back, analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you could do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so that's kind of how I look at the situation. And like, and I hate the narrative too of just like, you know what I'm saying, it's so negative. But like I said, it's just like in the state of Seattle, even talking to the cop or whatever, he was just like, it really was nothing I could do. It's just like, I understood. But I mean, like I said, it was just a sucky situation. But she's a human being and a great person. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like we've been able to be like really good teammates like all year.
Oh man, so crazy news dropped last weekend when we found out that Sha'carri was arrested days like earlier last week when she had an altercation with her boyfriend Christian Coleman in the airport. I didn't cover that, I'm covering it here today because now we have Christian Coleman responding and defending Sha'carri. Okay, now when I first heard about this relationship, I was happy as hell. You know, it was good news to see this thing because Sha'carri was in a previous relationship with a lady who she alleged used to whoop her, used to beat her, was abusive with her. So I'm like, damn, that's tough. And Christian Coleman always seemed like a great stand-up guy. So I'm like, okay, someone that could ground Sha'carri and keep her focused because he is a part of Team USA as well. And I believe they may have the same trainer. I'm not sure, but I think they do. I was here for this relationship. You know, I'm not parasocial, but I am someone that has been critical of Sha'carri and I want her to do well moving forward, so I was here for this shit. But when this news dropped, I'm like, damn, abused in the past relationship, now she's being allegedly abusive in this one. What's going on? This, like, what's up with that? She bringing the baggage from her trauma alone in this one? I don't know, but okay. The reports is going out there about the domestic violence incident, and we started to hear more, especially when they said Sha'carri Richardson was arrested after repeatedly shoving boyfriend Christian Coleman and throwing a pair of headphones at him once again at a Seattle airport. All right, we can get to more details, especially the police report, but hold on, I want y'all to see the reactions that was coming out when this whole thing first happened. It was kind of crazy. Like ladies saying things like this: one thing about a nigga, he'll make you lose everything. That's wild to say. Like, you don't know the situation, so how could you just go ahead and just blame him? This dude says how the women blaming the boyfriend, but he's walking away from the confrontation and he didn't put his hands on her. But still, this lady right here says, man, I swear some men can't just be a woman's downfall. I mean, she's from Dallas. He knew not to get her to that level, but we have some ladies holding her accountable. Claudia Jordan says, come on girl, we done came so far. You gotta get a hold of your emotions. You can't be missing a race over a boyfriend. She be making it hard as fun for people to keep defending her. She need therapy or something. Fact that the story says the boyfriend walked away and she still struck him, and there are folks saying she needs to walk away and making excuses for her is crazy as fuck. But keep your hands to yourself. That goes for males and females. I pray she holds together, get rid of the toxicity ASAP, and so on and so forth, man. But this article from Let's Run gives some detail, including this police report. All right, it's from Officer Paul Chung. Says, I eventually learned and watched security video that corroborated what I saw on camera, that Coleman and Richardson were involved in a verbal altercation as they exited through security screening. Just outside the screening area, Richardson is following and getting close to Coleman several times as Coleman appears to be trying to walk away. Richardson then pushes Coleman hard enough that it sends him crashing into a nearby column. Coleman continues to try and walk away in an effort to get away from Richardson, but she continues to bump into him and get into his personal space. She again pushes Coleman, again hard enough that it sends him flying a few feet away. At this point, it appears Coleman goes back to the TSA screening lanes in an attempt to get help. Richardson continues to follow him, still getting close to his personal space, and she throws a pair of headphones at Richardson, striking him somewhere in his body. So it continues saying Coleman was interviewed by Port of Seattle police at the airport and stated he had gotten in a heated argument with Richardson, whom he said was his girlfriend of over 2 years. When asked to elaborate on what he meant by heated, Coleman declined to do so. He stated nothing happened and denied anything physical had occurred. He declined to provide his name or share his identification with the officer and declined to participate any further in the investigation. The police report also stated that Coleman declined to be a victim. However, because of the video evidence, Richardson was placed into custody on probable cause of domestic violence, 4th degree assault, and booked into the South Correctional Entity in Des Moines, Washington on Sunday evening. She was released on Monday afternoon. Washington has very stringent domestic violence laws where an officer has to make an arrest with no discretion if something happened within 4 hours of the officer arriving. Fourth degree assault is the least severe serious of the 4 degrees of assault in Washington. Once Richardson was booked, the prosecutor in this case, the city of SeaTac prosecutor's office has 72 hours in which to file charges, should it choose to do so. It was not immediately clear if any charges had been filed in Richardson's case. None were listed in Richardson's South Correctional Entity inmate file. So more than likely she's not going to be charged for this. He doesn't want to cooperate, and he spoke some more in this interview right here. This is from Citius Mag. Shout out to them for this coverage. But peep what he had to say right here.
Personally, you know what I'm saying, I feel like it was just a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if like she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she have like things that she need to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, like everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just like extending grace and mercy and love. And I feel as if like I don't try to look at obstacles either. Like, I just look at like situations like this to just like, you know, take a step back, analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you could do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so that's kind of how I look at the situation. And like, and I hate the narrative too of just like, you know what I'm saying, it's so negative. But like I said, it's just like in the state of Seattle, even talking to the cop or whatever, he was just like, it really was nothing I could do. And just like, I understood. But I mean, like I said, it was just a sucky situation. But she's a human being and a great person. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like we've been able to be like really good teammates like all year. And I hate that narrative too because, you know, us coming together, like we're just two like real dominant personalities. And she's, to me, the best female athlete in the world. Like I see it every day. And like, you know, for me in my process, like I just said, like moving training groups, a whole new environment, a whole new, you know what I'm saying, training setup, different than what I've been in the past, like, you know, 10 years of my, you know, track and field career. And transitioning and then still coming back running 9.8 and feeling like I got so much more to give. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my path and that's my journey, and like being so up close and personal with her every day. And like I watched this girl like fall on the track like in February and walk it off like it was, you know what I'm saying, like a cramp, but get back up and have to take like a month and a half of just like rehab and trying to come back. And then 3 weeks later like have a competition and like, you know what I'm saying, like she just has a lot of things going on and like a lot of emotions and forces going on inside of her that like not only I can understand, but you know nobody can, because she's one-on-one and I'm one-on-one too. And so I know everything is happening in God's plan because obviously he's one-on-one. And so that's really the main focus and the thing that I just wanted to say. And I know that like it's been a tough journey for her this year, but she gonna bounce back. And like I said, I see it every day. She's the best female athlete in the world, and she gonna be just fine. She gonna be good, and I'm gonna be good too. So it is what it is.
They say not him accepting an abusive relationship. Hey, bro, but this lady says love is perspective, very graceful and mature. Listen, they was going crazy on this man, and he's still trying to, like, even then and there on the scene, he was trying his best to protect her, dog. Now y'all know I want to see the reactions. Now, what y'all saying now? Homie right here says black men protecting a black woman, but they say we dislike them in public. Normalize holding women accountable for domestic violence. That's an angle too. That's something too, but it's a tough one right here. Like, fellas, what would y'all do in the situation? You calling the police on your lady? Are you going to be a victim in this situation? Would you make this movie made? Let me know in the comment section or the live chat if you're watching this premiere. But all right, this person says protecting her image despite what happened. That's a good man, Savannah. She was gonna whoop him again if he didn't say this. You crazy. Y'all can have whatever opinion y'all want, but this should always be the energy when they in your business. I hear what you're saying, bro, but sometimes that person can end up killing you, dog. So you gotta be careful when you say that. Although sometimes law enforcement can't protect you, but keeping a track record of some things is necessary. I ain't gonna lie, people could get killed in these situations, man. He loves her, shit just got out of hand. Not saying she right, but she's human. This is a typical response from an abused partner. Women need to be held accountable for domestic violence, and let's also acknowledge the fact that domestic violence escalates. If the roles were reversed, would women have the same energy? Not at all, let's be honest. Respect his response. What he said is true. However, I am a mother to a young man. My advice to you, Christian, is move on. It always starts with a push. We know how unbalanced it is for men and women. She may put you in a sticky situation. Don't ignore the signs. Y'all know what she alluding to. that's the worst case scenario with him finally fighting back. Or even worse, him pushing back. And he's a man. The strength levels are different. And if she gets hurt, y'all know how that's gonna go for him. He done. This shit is not gonna be the same other way. Like, people are already withholding judgment for Sha'carri to be able to blame him for something they find on anything. You let that happen, escalates to that point, it could be a problem. Abuse is abuse. This person right here, some of y'all must have not read the police report. She pushed him several times, causing him to fly several feet into a pole. She also threw headphones at him. It may seem simple, but situations like these escalate. Next time, it could be her throwing a knife. But they swear we don't protect them. It's wild. I love how he defends her. I hate how women don't get reprimanded. The same for inciting domestic violence. The person says, this is nice, but if roles were reversed and a woman was attacked by a man, then came out spewing like this, everyone would be throwing words around like Stockholm Syndrome, gaslighting, abuse, etc. Let's be consistent. What she did is still domestic violence. Yes, she should have been arrested, just as you would have expected a man to be. Yes, she's got emotions to work through, just like an abusive man would. Two things can be true. This is a lady talking. Bro said, let me get in front of this. Bro, she pushed him. Can we move on? She literally pushed him. That's a lady saying it's not that big of a deal. Listen, I understand the perspective of people saying that he probably shouldn't have done this, or he probably shouldn't try to protect himself. But even still, after you said this right here, move on, because this shit can get wild. It can. Because that was in public. You can only imagine what she may do behind closed doors, dog. And where have we heard that before? In situations where a man is the aggressor, you know? So, tough one. This is a tough one, dog. He may love her for real, but they gotta work on some things. Ladies out there, just as we tell men, y'all gotta work on y'all impulse control as well. Like, sometimes y'all think y'all tiny and little, that y'all could just haul off on a man. That shit ain't cool. Keep your hands to yourself. Just be respectful to your partners. Use your words. Withhold the coochie or something. I don't know. Find better ways to punish someone when you're upset with them, or, you know, to communicate your frustrations rather than just hauling off and hitting, pushing, doing anything physical, violent wise. Stop it. I don't know, but don't do that. Sha'carri, I'm still rooting for you. It ain't been that good for you as far as track wise, but I know you coming off an injury, but I hope you figure this shit out, dog. Christian, man, keep your head up, my boy. Keep your head up, bro. I understand. You seem like a good dude still. I understand what you're going through, bro. A lot of us have been there before, man. But keep your head up, my brother. Stay safe out there. Y'all let me know what you got to say in the comment section below. I'm going to get up out of here, though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.